Hi everyone, welcome to our TED Talk. I'm Tara, and my group is Samira, Sophie, and Andrew. So today we will be talking about the effects of social media on teen dating.
Since the early 2000s, social media has been growing rapidly over many platforms.
So our question we're posing is, how does modern day social media impact American teenagers and who they are dating?
When we researched exactly how social media affected teen dating, we found positive and negative effects. The positive effects were that social media made it easier for teen daters to communicate, resulted in stronger relationships as well as longer relationships, and also resulted in fewer teen pregnancies.
Easier to communicate. This is the simplest positive aspect of social media on teenagers and romantic relationships. Social media communication is very different from face-to-face communication, and in many ways it is easier. Social media in general is very accessible and available to most Americans. According to a study by Common Sense Media in 2019, by the age of 11, over half of all kids had smartphones. At age 18, the number was 91%. According to the Pew Research Center, when teens were asked which social media platforms they use, only 3% said they use none of the options. Social media is really a normal aspect of daily life for most teens, and it is important for communication as teens develop mentally and physically. It is so easy to communicate via social media, mostly because you don't have to be in the same room. Teens can talk to their partner from almost anywhere. They can easily text or even communicate with visuals depending on the platform. Finally, it is so easy to communicate with social media because it is usually permanent and public on some platforms, meaning that communication can happen over long periods of time.
Stronger connection. Social networking sites allow individuals to create personal profiles, identify relationship partners, interact with one another, traverse and relational links in a variety of ways. Each of these activities support the creation and maintenance of relationships. When individuals share messages, images, or information, social media systems encourage recipients to respond with actions such as likes, accepts, comments, and replies, each of which is a form of acknowledgement and reciprocity that supports and strengthens the relationship. Repeatedly performing these reciprocating behaviors allows friendships to be maintained and even become closer over time.
Because of this ease of communication between daters and the stronger connection that develops between them due to increased interactions, deeper and more meaningful conversations resulting from more exposure to global events and movements, and overall a larger involvement with each other, couple relationships are more likely to last longer. For example, teen couples that go off to separate colleges are more likely to remain in their relationship because of the stronger connection between them, and also because of the ease of communication from social media that allows them to remain involved in each other's lives even if they are in a long-distance relationship.
Additionally, a 2016 study by Melanie Julie and Chris Herbst found that access to broadband internet, and thus also social media, has helped reduce teen pregnancies. The study concluded that internet access reduced teen fertility by 0.67% from 2008 to 2016. The study hypothesized two main benefits of internet and social media access, which caused lower teen fertility. First, teens were able to stay more informed about the cost of having a child, the consequences of sex, and how to use a contraception. Second, social media reduced sexual interaction as it allows face-to-face interaction to decrease and be replaced by remote interaction, which also would reduce the frequency of sex between couples. This chart here shows how over time, teens across America have been more frequently searching for health information regarding sex on Google.
There are also many negative effects of social media on teen dating, including damaged communication skills, more jealousy, uncertainty, and amplified surveillance, sexting, and cyber dating abuse.
A common thought that social media can hurt communication skills does have some truth to it. Social media has varying degrees of cue absence, meaning that it lacks social cues present in face-to-face interaction, such as facial expressions and vocal tones. Cues may still be active for something like video chatting, but for simple messaging, there can be a complete lack of cues. The lack of cues makes it very easy to misinterpret online communication. This can contribute to interpretation bias, where people are more likely to deem messages threatening, though they might not even be, which can cause conflict and be very problematic for relationships. This is especially true for adolescents, whose part of the brain responsible for emotion may be developing faster than the part responsible for regulating that emotion. Interpretation bias online is also somewhat related to interpretation bias in person. Finally, one study showed that children who were without screens for 5 days at a camp could better recognize social cues than adolescents who use social media as usual.
Jealousy in relationships can occur both online and offline. Since social networking sites make it easy for someone to check up on what things their significant other is doing, this can create jealousy and uncertainty in relationships. If significant others is liking or commenting on someone else's picture, then this may create their partner to be jealous and tensions to rise in the relationship. The combination of lack of privacy, accessibility, and the variety of ways to post information on social media sites makes surveillance of another person's profile extremely easy. If a person is insecure about a particular person that their significant other is with, then they can go look at older pictures of the two to increase their knowledge of their relationship. This can cause many problems in the relationship to form and eventually lead it to wanting.
The increase of the use of social media in teen romantic relationships also results in the increase of sexting. According to the Pew Research Center, sexting is the sending, receiving, or forwarding sexually explicit messages or photos via digital devices. A survey by the National Campaign to Prevent Teen and Unplanned Pregnancy revealed that 20% of teens have engaged in sexting before. Teens that are involved in sexting face major consequences and can be charged with felony child pornography laws or juvenile law misdemeanors. Sexting can sometimes even lead to mental health consequences for victims. This is a major negative effect for teens who are involved with social media in their romantic relationship, as they are exposed to the possibility of sexting. The consequences that come with sexting are just not worth it.
Another drawback of teen couples using social media is that it allows for cyber dating abuse. A report conducted in 2013 by Zweig et al. Found that over a quarter of dating teens surveyed were victims of cyber dating abuse, while less than 10% of those victims sought help after their experiences. This report also found that females were more likely to be victims of online dating abuse than males were. Another concern with cyber dating abuse is that victims of cyber dating abuse are oftentimes victims of other forms of offline. 84% of online dating abuse victims in the study were also victims of psychological dating abuse. 52% were also victims of physical dating abuse, and 33% of these victims in the study were also victims of sexual coercion. So what does this research mean for social media's effects on teen dating? Clearly, social media has both positive and negative effects. While using social media can have benefits such as easier communication, stronger connections, and longer relationships, using social media while dating for teens clearly has drawbacks such as damaged communication skills, exacerbating jealous feelings, sexting, and cyber dating abuse. Overall, teens using social media while dating should just be responsible and be aware of their actions and feelings and make sure that they maintain their relationship in person as well. Thank you for your time, and we hope that you've learned something from our TED Talk today.